I went to the airport and tested 8 different styles of carry-on bags in different airline luggage sizers. Here's the problem though. Some airlines state different dimensions than what their sizers actually hold and how your bag actually ends up fitting in the overhead bin.
These sizers are the worst.
So even if you have your packing down to a science and you've measured your bag,
Almost.
I made this video to help you make sure your bag fits to avoid the dreaded gate check, or worse, having to pay. Also, between myself and Chris, my husband, we have tested every single one of these bags on flights multiple times. So this isn't just me buying a bunch of bags and making a video about them in my house. I've actually used them. So here's a rundown of which bags I'm testing and why I like them. First is the Monos carry-on, just the regular one, not the Plus or the Pro. This is an overall great bag. It's been tested on a lot of airlines. Both Chris and I have used this bag a lot. I love the compression pad to keep everything tight and locked in. These nice shoe bags are also included with the purchase of the bag. Overall, it's just a very slim design and it comes in a lot of fun colors. Next, the Travelpro Max Light 5. This is one of the lightest carry-on bags on the market, coming in at 5 pounds. It's expandable and has lots of exterior pockets. I love the top open design for quick access if you need something from your bag. This is also one of the most used brands by airline staff. Then we have the Roadrunner Pro carry-on from Level 8. This is a great choice for a hardshell bag with a laptop pocket that's slim enough to fit in the sizer bins. I like the sleek design of these, and the front pocket is pretty intuitive. It's especially easy to open to access your laptop when you're waiting around at the airport or in the lounge. You can easily pop it open when you're in the airport security line to pull out any electronics or items that have to be separated. I'll also be testing the regular Roadrunner, which I use more often. Technically, it's a little too wide to fit in most bins, which you'll see, but I've taken this bag on multiple flights just fine, so if you don't have to test it in the sizer before you're boarding, you'll be okay. Moving on to the Gibraltar aluminum bag from Level 8. This is going to be your luxury option bag if you want a piece that's going to last forever and look pretty cool. I love the ultra slim design, and because it doesn't have any zippers, it's much harder to break into. Also, having no soft material on the outside of this bag also helps prevent bed bugs if that's something you're concerned about. For a backpack option, we've got the Tomtoc 40 liter. This is a great bag for traveling through Europe, or if you want a carry-on size but don't want to deal with wheeled luggage. There are multiple compartments in this bag, and because of the lack of wheels, it actually fits more than your standard roller carry-on bag. I'm also featuring this Dakine 2-wheel bag. This is one of our original bags we ever traveled with. It's only got 2 wheels, but they're kind of like a high-quality rollerblade wheel, so they're very durable and also very quiet. I bring this bag when I need to pack a little more than usual, but still want to fly carry-on, because it's got a little more interior space because of the 2-wheel design as opposed to the 4-spinner wheel design. And since I bought this bag years ago, if you can't find this exact one, I've left links to a couple other bags that are the exact same dimensions. And finally, this 20-inch carry-on by Mixi. If you've watched a couple recent videos, you'll know that this is my new favorite bag. I love the top open design of this bag, as well as the unique built-in features like a cup holder and a multi-purpose shelf. It's perfect if you're going to be staying in small rooms, perhaps something like a small cruise cabin, because it takes up way less space compared to a clamshell design. Alright, now let's see how they all size up. Starting with United Airlines. They allow bags in size up to 22 by 14 by 9 inches, which is the same sizing as these airlines as well. Because we didn't have access to every single airline sizer at this airport, if your particular airline that you're flying has these dimensions, here's how the bags will fit. The Monos carry-on fit perfectly with room to spare, as did the Roadrunner Pro from Level 8, as did the regular Roadrunner with the pop-out laptop compartment. The aluminum bag also fit. If I had jiggled the wheels a little better, it would have fit flush in the sizer. The Mixi bag fit with very little pushing. And the Dakine 2-wheel bag was a perfect fit. The Tomtoc had quite a bit of room on either end. And I totally forgot to test the Travelpro for United, so let's start with that one for the next airline, Air Canada. Air Canada's allowance is slightly different at 21.5 inches tall by 15.5 inches wide by 9 inches deep, which is the same sizing as all of these airlines. First of all, these cage sizers are the absolute worst, but regardless, the Travelpro fits great, even though it's technically half an inch too tall.
Because I know it fits.
The Monos, once again, was a flawless fit.
Water.
And once I figured out the awful cage, the Roadrunner Pro slid right in.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
And unfortunately, the regular Roadrunner wouldn't budge, even though it's the same 9-inch depth that fit perfectly in the United Airlines sizer. But the aluminum Gibraltar once again had no issues sliding in. And same issue with the mixi bag, there was plenty of room lengthwise, but a little too deep for this sizer. Again, even though it's the same as United. And I've had this bag on the plane multiple times, no issue, which I'll go into in a second. The Dakine two-wheeler eventually fit just fine after I was making it more difficult than it had to be.
It'll go.
There. God. These sizers are the worst.
And the Tomtoc backpack was super easy to drop in. Moving on to Westjet, which has even smaller dimensions, coming in at 21 by 15 by 9 inches. Westjet is technically the smallest sizer on this list, so any airline that you fly that has larger dimensions than this, you're good to go. However, this is one airline where I find it's the most frustrating, and you'll see why here. We found two different sizers for Westjet, basically side by side. Starting with the Travelpro, I had a little trouble fitting this one in the sizer. It was right on the edge, and I wondered if I had moved the wheels a certain way it would be fine. But 10 steps away, they had one of the cage sizers similar to Air Canada, and with a little positioning, it went in just fine. Once again, the Monos performed exceptionally well, and if I had been more precise about the wheels going in first, it would have sat flat in the sizer. The Roadrunner didn't want to fit in depth-wise, but I've brought this on countless Westjet flights, even on the older 787-700s with the smaller overhead bins, and it fits just fine. Same issue with the mixi bag, just borderline, but it still fits in the overhead bin, no problem, even with room to spare. And that's even at the front of the plane where it's slightly curved, making the bin ever so slightly smaller. So if you have a bag that's borderline, I think the key here is to just not overdo it and don't make yourself a target at the gate, meaning travel within your allotted bag allowance. One carry-on and one personal item and nothing more. So don't be carrying an extra blanket, a pillow, your leftover Subway, and a duty-free bag, and you'll probably be just fine. Moving on to the Gibraltar aluminum bag. Again, this is another bag we've tested extensively. For some reason, I couldn't get the wheels to fit in properly in the first sizer, but in the second one, it slid right in. The Dakine two-wheeler seemed a little finicky at first, but was definitely within the dimensions. I didn't test it in the other cage, but it would have gone in much easier. And finally, the Tomtoc, as suspected, fit wonderfully. For my Canadian friends, we have United Airlines, which is our ultra low-cost carrier. They've got the same dimensions as Air Canada, except they do have a weight limit. But I would say it's pretty generous for a carry-on bag at 22 pounds or 10 kilograms. Once again, the Monos bag fit perfectly. And just like the Air Canada sizer, the Roadrunner Pro fit, but just squeezed in there. The aluminum bag fit, but the handle does not quite go all the way in, but it's mostly there. I was sad about the mixi, it was barely half an inch off.
It fits lengthwise, but it's because of this part, right?
Yeah.
Just a little too wide.
I wanted the Travelpro to fit better than it did, as it felt a little borderline. We did end up asking one of the agents, and she said she would say it fits.
I think it fits.
The two-wheeler was another easy fit and felt like it was made exactly for this sizer.
Winner.
And no surprise here, the Tomtoc fit very easily inside. As far as winners, I would say the safest choice that's going to fit in every bin is the Monos carry-on, which fit with ease in every single bin that we tested. If you feel like going the backpack route, you will also have zero issue flying with the Tomtoc, and you'll probably get a little more interior space if you're struggling with packing light. I have a full video about packing this backpack for a 10-day trip if you want to see more details about it. The two-wheeler is also a safe choice, and again, especially good if you're still trying to perfect the art of packing light. But I've taken all of these bags on the plane, so to me, they all work, but your mileage may vary. However, my personal favorite is the Travelpro Max Light because it's lightweight, It's got lots of exterior pockets, and I love the top open design. And the price point is great. I'm also going to do a more thorough review of each of these bags in an upcoming video. I've left links to these bags in the description and in the top comment. If you found this video helpful and are looking to purchase a bag, using these links helps support the channel so I can make more videos like this. And if I didn't mention your airline in this video, just head to my website, I have a link below. You can download an entire spreadsheet of carry-on bag sizes for 153 airlines worldwide. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.